When the vicious supporting actress meets the imaginative CEO. Chapter 8. I stuck my automatic umbrella. A bizarre video appeared on the trending topics. Starting with Siemi spilling secrets, two renowned directors suddenly appeared, chasing her around the set, followed by Cho Chung crawling rapidly like a mutant, and finally ending with his exclamation, "Dad!" Netizens were stunned. At Healthy Mom Still Here. Huh? 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 At Curvy But Cockroach. Great, this world has finally gone mad. At Escaping Monkey from Flower Fruit Mountain. How could someone as tough as Cho Chung be so submissive to Siemi? I really don't get it. At Old Brine Vegetable. We still don't know what Siemi was going to say. At Oh My Duck. Help, I initially decided to boycott the show because of Siemi, but now I really want to watch it because of her. Who understands my contradiction? At My Grandma Often Slaps O's Along. Come watch it, sisters. It's a sweet and heartwarming dating show. Perfect for a sunny afternoon. At Heaven's Dumpling. There are still too many bad people in this world. Siemi's madness was so absolute that many who firmly believed she was just putting on a show started to waver. They began to think she was genuinely unhinged, not pretending. The icebreaker game continued. When it reached Su Shuangrong's turn, the vibe finally returned to normal. She seemed a bit shy, quickly glancing somewhere and then back. I have someone I like, and that person is here. As expected of a novel's female protagonist. Single-handedly pulling this crazy show back to its dating reality roots. Director Nyo and the entire staff bowed to her in gratitude. So soon. Lu Wuxing teased. Today is the first day of filming, and we're all meeting for the first time. It can't be love at first sight, right? Su Shuangrong shyly lowered her head, while Xiao Jingxi, sitting opposite her, looked at her with a smile. The screen was filled with pink bubbles. At Anti-Wuxing. At Help, I'm so obsessed with Xiaorongxi. At Quick Show Siemi's face. I refuse to believe she can keep pretending. The director then cut to a close-up of Siemi. Siemi was covering her mouth, struggling not to laugh, her shoulders shaking violently. Audience. According to the book's plot, at this stage, Xiao Jingxi and Su Shuangrong hadn't developed mutual feelings yet. Their participation in the dating show was to cooperate with the company's hype. So all their flirty interactions were just acting. Watching them act live was irresistibly funny. Siemi's reaction irritated Xiao Jingxi the most. His face darkened. What are you laughing at? She wasn't jealous? At Emperor Xiao defends his wife. That's right. I'm thrilled. Sorry. Siemi folded down a finger. My mouth has a bit of Parkinson's. Xiao Jingxi's eyes darkened. She folded? She actually folded. Had she resisted all those tough conditions before but folds now? At Stop Pretending, she obviously likes Xiao Jingxi. Miss Xie, the rule this round is that if you have someone you like present, you don't need to fold a finger. Lu Wuxing kindly reminded her. Netizens cheered for the mouthpiece. Unbothered, Siemi said. Yeah, so I folded. Any problem with that? Lu Wuxing choked but persisted. So there's no one here you like? Who am I supposed to like? Siemi laughed back. Lu Wuxing was stunned, quickly shook her head. All right then. This round saw everyone but Xiao Jingxi fold a finger. The comments were split between cursing Siemi and shipping the CP. Only Xiao Jingxi clenched his fists so hard his knuckles turned white. Next it was Xiao Jingxi's turn. He seemed to have thought it through. I came to this show for someone. Upon hearing this, Su Shuangrong shyly lowered her head again. You two are killing me with sweetness. At turning the game into a love display, but I love it, Show more. Show it to Siemi. Yet no one noticed that as Xiao Jingxi said this, his eyes were fixed on Siemi. This time, Lu Wuxing and Qiu Qingye folded their fingers. Su Shuangrong did not, predictably. Nor did Shen Yaqing, which was unexpected. Netizens began speculating for whom he came. Siemi didn't fold either. Xiao Jingxi's tightly furrowed brows loosened slightly, and he smiled confidently. Of course she came for him. Her earlier actions made sense now, just a ploy of playing hard to get. Siemi's extended finger wavered, bent down, then straightened back up, hesitated and bent again. Xiao Jingxi. I initially came for someone but they aren't here now. Does that count? Siemi asked. She came for Yu Hongxian but he wasn't here. Director Nyo thought for a moment. That counts. After all, the prompt is I came for someone. As long as it fits, it doesn't matter whether they are here or not. Okay then. Xiemi confidently kept her finger up. Xiao Jingxi's mouth twitched. Overused ploys of playing hard to get are just tiresome. Next up was Shen Yaqing. He pretended to think and then smiled. I've been involved in a scam. One-hit kill. You son of a bitch, victim Xiemi raged. Others quietly folded their fingers. At haha, this guy is amazing. At I love Mr. Shan's quirky style. It seems like no one aligns with his wavelength. At no. I think Xiemi does. At both are mad. At this point the standings were. Qiu Qingye and Lu Wuxing had 1 finger left. Su Shuangrong and Xiao Jingxi had 2. And Shen Yaqing and Xiemi had 3. Xiemi's turn. I'll keep it simple. At some point, Xiemi had moved to the center of the living room, now wearing a tour guide's microphone strapped to her waist. Director Niu instinctively touched his waist. Question mark. Where's his microphone? As everyone knows, I was stabbed on the road recently. Xiemi's voice drifted through the speaker. I'm going to recount that experience. Everyone realized she was about to seek sympathy. The chat was filled with sympathy. Fatiguing. Refused to forgive comments. It was a perilous situation, a freshly rained path, not a soul around, and a thug came at me with a knife. I was defenseless. Xiemi covered her mouth, choking up. So that's why she suddenly joined a dating show, waiting for this moment. Oh, she's even crying now. So tragic, oh so tragic. In desperation. Xiemi wiped her bitter tears. I had no choice but to stick my automatic umbrella into his. Director Niu? Although he didn't know what she'd say next, he had a strong premonition of disaster. With lightning-fast reflexes, Director Niu rushed to turn off the camera pointing at Xiemi, mentally praising himself for his quick thinking. But Xiemi turned to another camera, speaking pitifully. Rectum and opened the umbrella. Chapter 9. Hidden Mission: Feed Male Contestants Cookies. Director Niu? No! Director Niu and the entire staff screamed in horror. The next second, the live stream was cut off. A live stream with an audience of 9 digits was shut down just like that. The last frame before the screen went black was Xiemi saying, yes, he did end up in jail, but before that, he went to the proctology department. Mind you, he screamed quite miserably, just like Director Niu is now. It was so explosive. The program team quickly posted on Weibo to appease the audience, saying the shutdown would last only 5 minutes, and the live stream would resume afterwards. However, in those 5 minutes, Weibo had already blown up. At Dumb Beauty here. Fun fact: don't stab Xiemi. She will actually stab your rectum. At Sag Explosion. How is that guy doing now? At Triple Level 10 Welder. Am I the only one who thinks this is satisfying? Extremist fans should be dealt with this way. At Cherry End of Season. No more blackening, really can't blacken her anymore. Blacken other stars and they might get depressed and jump off buildings. Blacken Xie, and she will send you to the proctology department. At You Resemble My Husband. Xie is awesome, bringing a bit of a shock to this small entertainment industry. At Evil Haha Awesome. Wow, Xiemi has fans now. Okay, I'll admit it, I'm a fan too. Xie is awesome. At Wow Internet. The internet has eventually gone mad. The live stream quickly resumed, and the number of viewers not only didn't decrease but also increased, with the heat remaining high. Director Niu dared not continue the previous topic and hastily announced the end of the game. The losers, Qiu Qingye and Lu Wuxing, were responsible for preparing dinner, while the others could freely roam the villa. Qiu Qingye and Lu Wuxing went out to buy groceries. Since the rooms hadn't yet been assigned, those who stayed back could only hang out in the common areas for now. Xiemi was staring at the sky, pondering life. Why didn't Yu Hongxian join the dating show? And who is this Shen Yaqing? Could her arrival have caused a butterfly effect, altering the storyline? Whatever it is, she would continue her madness and leave the rest to fate. Miss Xia! Miss Xia! Someone was yelling for her, their throat almost breaking. Xiemi poked her head out from the roof. Looking for me? Oh my God! The assistant director, clutching his heart in fright, was even more shocked to see where Xiemi was. When did you get up on the roof? No wonder they couldn't find her in the house. She must be a monkey. With a blade of dogtail grass in her mouth, Xiemi pretended to be elegant, admiring the moon. The assistant director glanced at the blue sky and white clouds overhead. You're admiring the moon, huh? The crew quickly arranged for a drone to bring Xiemi back into the camera frame. Oh my god. So she's up there? I was wondering where she went. She climbed up to the roof. This is a 3-story villa. How did she get up there? Miss Xia, can you come down? I have something to discuss with you. The assistant director shouted from below. If you have something to say, just say it. Coming down is a hassle. Xiemi declined. The assistant director looked embarrassed and stammered. Oh, just please come down. It's not convenient to say here. Xiemi enjoyed defying others. No. The assistant director paced in circles, helpless against Xiemi's stubbornness, and finally whispered, You have a mission. Louder, I can't hear you. Gritting his teeth, the assistant director spoke a bit louder. You have a mission. Still can't hear. You have a hidden mission. His loud shout was heard by the entire world. Great. Now everyone knows Xiemi has a hidden mission. Ha ha ha. So dramatic. She always does something like this. Xiemi finally remembered, yes, there was such a segment in the original book. After the Fold Your Fingers game ended, each guest would receive a hidden mission. Completing the task would grant them the priority to choose their room. This was a significant privilege. Miss Xia, your hidden mission is to feed 3 male guests cookies before 9 p.m. without them realizing you're on a mission. In the small room of the director's group, Xiemi received her mission. What a dramatic mission. Feeding someone on the first day alone was awkward enough. Not to mention her horrible relationship with Xiao Jingxi. He would never eat anything she offered. This was clearly aimed at her. Okay. Xiemi agreed cheerfully. The women of the Xie family never backed down. Things are getting interesting. The production team is really stirring the pot. Emperor Xiao hates Xiemi. How could he eat something from her? I can already imagine how embarrassed Xie will be. At 4 p.m., Qiu Chengye and Lu Wuxing returned to the villa from shopping. The moment Qiu Chengye stepped through the door, a shadow flew towards him. Here comes the flying spoon. This familiar feeling. It was like being back in his infant days, sitting in the high chair refusing to eat. Faced with a spoonful of baby food from Daddy, he couldn't help but open his mouth. Back then Daddy also pampered him with, Here comes the flying spoon. Chomp! Qiu Chengye took a bite and chewed with his eyes closed, savoring it. Mr. Qiu. Mr. Qiu. Lu Wuxing's trembling voice sounded next to him. Qiu Chengye bewilderedly opened his eyes and saw Lu Wuxing's utterly terrified face. What was she so shocked about? It was just a bite of baby food. Wait. Bye-bye food. Qiu Chengye violently turned his head to see Xiemi's benevolent smile. Good boy, you eat first. Daddy will feed you again next time. Qiu Chengye? He actually ate something Xiemi fed him. He needed to go to the hospital to wash his stomach. The bullet comments were already buzzing with excitement. Seriously, Qiu bro, are you a born son? I thought he was just messing around, but he really calls Xiemi dad. Is Xiemi a star of daddy type? Honestly, the way they fed and received was so fluid I thought they were actually father and son. A deep father-son bond. The hashtag Xiemi becomes dad trended on social media. Some curious netizens thought it was news of Xiemi being pregnant and came to watch with a sense of schadenfreude, only to realize she actually became a dad. Fine, normally they wouldn't watch such a mad show, but a show this mad they had to stay and see what's going on. Mission progress. January 3rd. Xiemi brought a plate of cookies from the kitchen and walked resolutely to the study on the 2nd floor. Shen Yaqing seemed easier to trick, so she started with him. In the 1st floor backyard, Xiao Jingxi and Su Shuangrong were busy gardening together sweetly. Suddenly, Xiao Jingxi caught sight of the 2nd floor window from the corner of his eye. Xiemi and Shen Yaqing were alone in the room. And they were... Bang! Xiao Jingxi slammed the watering can on the table. It's getting late. The temperature is dropping. Let's head to the study and rest for a bit. Chapter 10 Battlefield? Emperor Xiao is acting strange. It seems I came at a bad time, said Xiao Jingxi, standing at the doorway of the study. His eyes were turbulent, but his face bore a faint smile. Should I leave? Su Shuangrong peeked from behind him and covered her eyes in shock upon seeing the scene inside. Oh my, what's happening here? Inside, a man lay pressed against the sofa. his tie-loose shirt collar open, revealing his fair, enticing skin and subtle muscular lines. His disheveled hair barely covered his eyes but couldn't conceal the flush on his cheeks. A girl straddled his slender waist, trying to push her hips downward, but she didn't budge. His long legs, pinned down, struggled slightly before giving up. "Please," he turned his head to one side, his eyelashes fluttering. "Can we do this later? Tonight?" "Bullshit. Eat it now." Xiami's shout shattered the ambiguous atmosphere. She kept shoving cookies into Shen Yaqing's mouth. "Do you want to act even more shy? Xiami, please stop talking, I beg you. Close your eyes and there are real images in your mind." But Xiami's shout yanked me back. Why is Mr. Shen being so coy? I love it so much. This is the first time I feel that Emperor Xiao and Su Shuangrong are a bit redundant. Eat. Just eat it. No. Their dialogue made it hard not to think wrongly. Finally fed up with being ignored, Xiao Jingxi strode up to the sofa and almost shouted in Xiami's ear. I asked, "Do you want me to leave?" Meanwhile, Xiami was also exasperated with Shen Yaqing. "Fine, not eating, huh? Then I'll feed it to the dog." She pivoted and stuffed a cookie into Xiao Jingxi's mouth. Xiao Jingxi with the cookie in his mouth. Question mark. "You said feed to the dog, and you fed it to Emperor Xiao? Keep insulting." "Apologies." Shen Yaqing lazily raised his eyes, smiling leisurely. "I was too absorbed and didn't notice you. Do you need something?" Xiao Jingxi's face darkened even more. "Oh my. I smell a battlefield." "Wait, it seems Mr. Shen is not rejecting. He might even be enjoying it a bit." Xiao Jingxi is strange too. He could have left directly but kept asking over and over, insisting on drawing Xiami's attention. Previous commenter, stop imagining things, okay? Emperor Xiao clearly thinks Xiami is indecent and can't stand her, so he's trying to stop her. Exactly. And Emperor Xiao originally planned to read with Shuang in the study. Now finding Xiami hogging the study, he wants to drive her away. Wow, impressive, driving someone away just like that. I thought the study was a public area, not Emperor Xiao's exclusive place. Something's off with these comments. Xiami has fans now. That's right. I'm a new fan of Xiami. Following her drama, as long as she's not dead, she keeps going full crazy. Feeling humiliated, Xiao Jingxi was displeased but refrained from venting at Shen Yaqing. I just wanted to remind Mr. Shen to know the person you're dealing with before interacting. You've been abroad for years. You might not follow domestic entertainment news. Emperor Xiao, Shen Yaqing interrupted, still smiling. Why don't you keep being sarcastic? Xiao Jingxi's breath caught. Mr. Shen actually standing up to Emperor Xiao for Xiami. Wow, what an epic battlefield. I expected some drama, but I didn't expect Xiami to be the protagonist, reducing Su Shuangrong to a mere background character. Su Shuangrong, standing aside, felt awkward. Xiao Jingxi never anticipated Shen Yaqing's bluntness, putting him in a difficult position. Not wanting to offend him, Xiao Jingxi hastily stated, "You misunderstood, that's not what I meant," and hurriedly found an excuse to leave. With Xiao Jingxi gone, Su Shuangrong naturally followed. The study was again left with just Xiami and Shen Yaqing. Xiami relished her clever stratagem. She had seen Xiao Jingxi's arrival, pretended not to notice, and caught him off guard by stuffing a cookie into his mouth. A brilliant diversion. With that, the task was 2/3 complete. Now only. Xiami turned to Shen Yaqing, who met her gaze with bright, twinkling eyes and a broad smile. Xiami couldn't smile back. What seemed the easiest one to deal with turned out the most difficult. No matter her persistence, he refused to eat even a bite. It seemed she needed a new approach. Just as she was about to leave, Shen Yaqing grabbed her. "Aren't you going to feed me?" he asked. Xiami scoffed. "Will you even let me?" "I will let you." "Let? My foot. You?" She paused, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. "Really?" Shen Yaqing nodded earnestly. Xiami hesitantly offered him a cookie, which he ate. Then what was with his stubborn refusal earlier? Maybe Mr. Shen was intentionally flirting with Xiami for Emperor Xiao to see. He knows Xiami is on a mission and cooperates. Could he be interested in her? No. The comments were filled with wails. Xiami felt pleased. Mission accomplished, she was at ease. After eating the dinner that tasted like crap prepared by Cho Changya, It was 9 o'clock, time for task results. The guests were seated around the living room sofa. Actually, this afternoon, everyone was assigned a hidden mission. Director Nyo spoke through the amplifier. Luckily, everyone completed their hidden tasks. Now, based on the completion times, we'll decide the order for choosing rooms. The first to complete the task was Miss Xie, so she gets the priority. Excuse me. Su Shuangrong raised her hand and gently asked, "What happens if you guess someone else's task?" Director Nyo. If someone's task is guessed, that person is considered to have failed the task. Additionally, the person who guessed it correctly will get an extra point. I see. Su Shuangrong nodded. Then I'll give it a try. Xiemi's task was to feed cookies to 3 male guests, right? Correct. Director Nyo banged the gong. So Miss Xie is considered to have failed the task and comes in last. And Miss Su, for guessing correctly, you come in first. Nice. Shuang Shuang is so smart. Indeed the most clever pure sweet in the entertainment industry. Xiemi, you fool. Completing the task early means nothing if you're so obvious with it. Wait a second. Xiemi remained unruffled and even poised. She had her reasons for making her task so obvious. Miss Su has guessed, right? She lifted her head, a devilish smile curling her lips, sending shivers down others' spines. Then it's my turn to guess now. Welcome to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for following Wonder Comics.